curator tonight for the Dance Collection Dance exhibition. Well, it's not tonight, it's for until April, but our exhibition called Rocking the Boat, Celebrating Queer Content in Canadian Concert Dance. Pam, originally from Windsor, Ontario, has spent her lifetime in dance as a performer, a teacher, a director, an advocate, and it's not in here, but a mom of beautiful young women here tonight, and more recently as a dance as a dance curator. For 30 years, and I'm sure a lot of people were at that. She was with the Danny Grossman Dance Company as a feature performer, associate director, 7 years, co-artistic director, and combining her interest in history and dance, she completed a postgraduate program in museum management and curatorship at Flemington College in Peterborough in 2009, which is why her exhibitions are so superb. She mounted an exhibition in celebration of the 30th anniversary of the Grossman Company. How many people were at that one? Yeah, fabulous, fabulous. Kind of like a, well, will always be remembered, yeah. She's a longtime member, was of the board of directors of the Dance Collection Dance before she took on a position as the development and exhibitions coordinator in 2011, and she's going to talk to us tonight about this beautiful exhibition she's put on. I'm actually not going to talk too much because we're going to go down and we're going to do a couple of tours that people can come on and ask questions and all of that. But I want to thank you all for coming tonight. It's heartwarming to see you here. Your support is so needed, and we are so grateful for your support. You can see I'm wearing a couple hats tonight. My development hat, my curator hat. We talked about our new space, which we luckily moved about 50 yards into Kristen Wong-Tam's territory. We said, okay, it's got to be anywhere near 50. But Miriam and I met with her 2 years ago and found her to be, I think it wasn't that long that you had been at City Hall, but found you to be so receptive to our ideas and so energetic and having arts experience. We thought we died and gone to heaven. So anyway, we're very happy to be in our new space, and we are actually having an open house on December the 11th to show it off. So we would love if you drop by from 4 to 7 to see our new space. It's been a long time coming. Miriam's very happy to get her house back. Amy is very happy that there is room to work on something, work on the artifacts, work on the cataloging. So we're very thrilled about that. Just a few words about the exhibition itself. It's been a long project. It's been a fantastic project for me. I've really learned a lot as I've gone along, a lot about people. That's my most favorite thing. Meeting the people. Some of the, I guess I'd have to say that some of these relationships were renewed acquaintances, people that I hadn't spoken with for a long time. Both in canvassing, I'll just backtrack a little bit, is that when I started this, I canvassed the Canadian concert dance community to tap people's memories about pieces they had seen over the years. Dancers, choreographers, writers, and from there branched out, eventually zeroing in on choreographers, because I decided that when I was going to do the exhibition here, I was looking to celebrate the queer content that has been out there in our community. But this exhibition was based on the premise that given the number of individuals
in concert dance who identify with the queer community, that there seemed to be so little content about that. A lot of heterosexual duets all over. So my idea was to celebrate the ones who had stuck their necks out a little bit, put themselves on the line, and put it out there, because has long been a lot of implied messaging, and sometimes just unspoken. But I was interested in the people who actually put it in the program notes, or when they did their pre-show interviews with the press, they talked about those things. And so I wanted to honor those people, and I wanted to, I'm really hoping to bring young people through this exhibit, particularly performing arts high school students from the Gay Straight Alliances and the Dance and Theater departments, because I want them to know what has come before and the kind of pieces that have been made, and that they can make those pieces about their lives. So in a nutshell, that's where it came from. So it's the best thing was talking to everybody all over Canada about their ideas on what I was doing. And the collection that ended up in the exhibition, it by no means is exhaustive of the people who have made this content. I am putting in 2 more cases after this coming week, so you can come back and see what those are. But I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be on till April, and it's already been said, please spread the word, and we'd love as many people to see this as possible. I'm going to do some thank yous, because there are a lot of people to thank. Right off the bat, I'm going to thank our major funders, the Canada Council for the Arts, the Ontario Arts Council, the Toronto Arts Council, and we have also been funded by the Ontario Trillium Foundation the last 3 years. And the one foundation that was interested in this exhibit and gave us money was J.P. Bickle. So we're very, very happy about that. I'd like to thank my colleagues at DCD for giving me, for charging me with this exhibition, Miriam and Amy. And they also are astute editors. Nothing gets out without passing by their desks. Amy ran labels for me. Cindy is here tonight too. She was helping Adriana. Samantha basically organized this evening single-handedly, to thank her for that. I want to thank, from the Canadian Lesbian Gay Archives here, I can't stress how much I've enjoyed being here and working here and meeting the people here. The house has a great vibe, and everybody I meet here is just so happily going about doing their work. And very generous people, very warm people. And Karen Stanworth, who is the curator here, was a real help to me throughout the process. And Scott Kettles, who was the general manager. There just seemed to be no request that he would say no to. They've been most generous with their time here for us. I'd like to thank my installation team. My partner, Randy Glynn, hung the show. And Cheryl Lalonde, the Toronto designer and stage manager, prepped the set and some of the costumes, and it's just a general round great eye to have out there. She's a very talented one. Eddie Castro, also a dancer, many years, edited the video excerpts that you will see downstairs. I want to thank my family for putting up with me while I was doing this. I wasn't always available or coherent to them as I was lost in thought. I'd really like to thank the choreographers who spent a lot of time going through their basements and pulling things out. Much of the stuff that you see downstairs is from the Dance Collection Dance collection. But there's still a significant amount that was loaned by the choreographers very generously. And some of those have turned into gifts as well. So there are many materials that we're retaining from this exhibit. And I would like to thank our board for coming on board at such an important time in art history, where we're changing gears, we're trying to move to that next level. And if you've sat on boards, you know that's a real hot seat of a time to be on a board. But they've stepped up, and I want to thank them for their hard work. Many of the items for the silent auction they brought in, as well as others I want to thank for that. So that's Laurie Nemetz, Carol Bishop-Gwynn, Robert Johnson, Dora Ruste, Nadia Potts, and David Kenyon. Thanks so much. That's all I'm going to say right now, and so there is food and drink, and in 10 minutes I'm just going to summon up a group. If we can sort of divide ourselves in half, we're going down for a short tour, 15, 20 at the most, I promise, and we have some guest stars with us on the tour. Francisco Alvarez, who is here. You'll see him, he's done so many things. That would be another 5-minute introduction, but he is also on the walls in the work of Conrad Alexandrovich downstairs, and so he will be talking to you. Hari Krishnan is here, standing at the back of the room, and he will also have a little bit to tell you about the selections of his repertoire that we're highlighting. And Randy Glynn is here, who was an original cast member with Danny Grossman in the duet from Nobody's Business. So we'll give you some behind the scenes, the secret archives, you know, that kind of thing.
Only gossip.
And so if there's a group left here, please take a look at the silent auction stuff and enjoy yourself. Thank you so much for coming too.